Fast Eddie says somebody's on the musicians hotline here at HJY.
Hey, Don Barnes, 38 Special.
Hey, Don, how are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Doing really well. What are you up to?
See, you know a down-to-earth guy already when he doesn't have the assistant call us first, but he calls us himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, down-to-earth Don Barnes.
And I'm up.
That is kind of rare.
I'm
now,
punctual and up. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So it's
Just
not
came from California. Got
not
home.
too
Big tree is falling on my house. So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Big storms going through. Is that it?
Yeah, they had big storms. Yeah, I've got the guys out here going to take the tree down today. So.
Well, interestingly enough, you're calling us about your long-lost album, Ride the Storm. I guess that's what you...
man. It's a monster. I'm really surprised it's been accepted and taken off like it is after all this time.
It's like a harmonic convergence. Now, when did you record it?
Man, I recorded it a long time ago, several decades ago, and it was lost through the machinations of record business. I finally got it wrangled through the business there, and finally got it released here.
Well, we've been able to hear the samples, and it sounds fantastic. I mean, 38 Special was absolutely huge back in the day. Al and I, we've worked here in Providence for 27 years, but before that, we were in Mobile, Alabama. So,
oh, is that right? Yes.
Southern rock was huge.
Yeah, and we hosted a couple of 38 Special concerts here in Providence where we are now. But back in the day, in Mobile we did a state fair. We had a very bizarre thing happen to us during a 38 Special concert, Don.
I don't know if does this jog your memory at all? Couple of DJs. It was an outdoor festival in Mobile for like 2 hours before you guys went on stage. Did you guys have a sound engineer who had a huge beard, long hair, and was about 6'6"?
It was Big Bob.
That was Big Bob. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking. This was probably like 1985, 86 in Mobile, Alabama. So he was having trouble getting the sound just right. So all day long, all we hear at the state fair is 1 2 1 2 1 2. Like it's blasting through all day while he's trying to get it right.
It's echoing around the fairgrounds. So being the kooky DJs that we are, we're up on the stage introducing you guys, and I was going, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my partner Al, he does all these great impersonations. Back in the day, it was, like Michael Jackson, whatever. And he's got a new impersonation. Ladies and gentlemen, the sound guy for 38 Special."
So I started doing that. 1 2 1. Well, he did not find it funny.
He blocked our way on the stage and said, "Were you guys?" I'm trying to think of the quote because it scared the crap out of us. He goes, "Were you guys born assholes or did you just become them?"
Oh my God!
And he just kept yelling at us. We're like, "Oh
my God!" This massive man was ready to just pummel us. Two dumb DJs, trying to be funny in front of the crowd.
Oh my God!
We had three Bobs. We had Big Bob, Large Bob, and then Jeff Bob.
Oh, okay. So
you gotta love it, right?
So long as you didn't have Killer Bob.
Yeah. Check it out.
Cool. All right. Well, Don Barnes, 38 Special fame, and now with this solo thing, we hope to see you up here, and hopefully your new sound guy won't kick our asses.
Yeah.
No, he's a nice guy.
Okay. Good. All right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, thanks for talking to us, Don.
Take care.
Thanks for having me. Right.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Birthday today, Mick Jagger is 74
you think
old.
Most radio stations would dig into the archives to get an interview that they did with Mick Jagger, but you know what? We're going to go one better.
Hello, and we're talking to Mick Jagger's penis. So let's start off with a basic question. Mick's penis, when you were young, how did the groupies describe you? Mick's current girlfriend is only 29 years old. What did her private part sing to you now that you and Mick are wrinkled and in your 70s? Well, that must have been humiliating. And what did you say to her hoo-ha? And her answer? Ouch, that does hurt. Now, when Mick and you are alone, what's his favorite grip? All right, this is getting weird. One last question, Mick's penis. What's the most unusual thing Mick has stuck you in? right, well, too much information. Thanks for the time. We should just zip it up now. Thank you, Mick Jagger's penis. Back to you, Paul and Al.
Paul and Al. Mornings on 94 HJY.
Hey, thanks, nuts. Join us, Paul and Al, today from 1 to 3 this afternoon at Route 6 Auto Mall in Swansea, Mass. It's their grand opening and open house. They've redesigned the place, and it looks gorgeous. Visit the new state-of-the-art facility. We've got free food, popcorn, cotton candy, beverages, face painting, balloon animals. Bring the kids because we've got tickets and giveaways and games and the whole deal for the whole family. That's Route 6 Auto Mall, 1049 GAR Highway in Swansea this afternoon from 1 to 3 with 94 HJY.
Metal lives here with the Metal Zone. Tonight at midnight, get 3 full hours of ear-splitting, head-banging heavy metal with Scarpetti. The longest-running metal show in the universe is on your home of rock and roll. 94 HJY. The news.
You are fake news.
The Jen missed.
President Trump tweeted that the U.S. will no longer allow transgender people to serve in the military. In other words, he's holding to them to the same standards he set for himself during Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know, considering the size...
5 deferments that he got?
Yeah.
5, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Considering the size of his ass and the number of chins he has, you know, he should be more worried about trans fats than...
Transgenders.
I'm very proud of myself.
Kim Kardashian's surrogate is 3 months pregnant now. Not carrying the baby will allow Kim more time to attend her busy schedule of doing nothing. So keeping up with that.
Something like that.
And a new Game of Thrones porn parody just came out.
Yes.
It's about 75% sex, which is actually a little less than the actual Game of Thrones. Right, Paul?
I wish. In episode 1, there were no titties at all.
Okay, don't worry. They made up for it in episode 2.
Paul and Al.
And it was like awesome. And I'm like, oh my god! It was like unbelievable. You couldn't believe it. It was like you would not even believe it. You had to be there.
On 94 HJY. Now your Storm Team 10 forecast. Powered by Minuteman Harley Davidson.
It is your home of rock and roll, 94 HJY, and yesterday, again, another rousing installment of Stump the DJ. So here's some highlights.
My girlfriend's always stealing my T-shirts and sweaters, which seems fine, but if I take one of her dresses, suddenly we need to talk. This one's an older one. A woman walks into a dealership. She's checking out a Lexus, and when she bends over to look at it, she farts. Well, then she sees the salesman coming over, and he says, can I help you, ma'am? And she says, well, I'm interested in the price of this Lexus. He says, well, if you farted looking at it, you're going to crap your pants when you hear the price. And Rick writes, I was so drunk last night.
How drunk were you, Rick?
When I crossed the dance floor to get another drink, I won the dance contest. And then David, of course, getting political on us. He says, if minorities have the race card and women have the gender card, what do rednecks have? The Trump card. Ron writes, my wife used to punch me in the face whenever she had an orgasm. You know, I didn't mind too much until I found out she was faking.
So this blonde wife says to her husband, honey, car won't start. So he goes, what's the problem? She goes, I think there's water in the carburetor. He goes, how do you know there's water in the carburetor? You don't even know what the carburetor is. She goes, I'm sure, babe, there's water in the carburetor. So he mockingly says to her, all right, well, we'll go see. Where's the car? She goes, in the swimming pool.
Hey, thank you. Hey, HJY, go ahead.
Okay, this guy's driving cross country. He's driving through Nevada. Stops at this little diner for lunch, and he's sitting there having a sandwich and a cup of chicken noodle soup. And all of a sudden, he looks down and he sees a hair floating in the soup.
A hair?
A hair.
Okay.
And he gets all pissed off. He's yelling at the waitress, I can't eat this. This is disgusting. He gets up and storms out. Walks right across the street to the brothel. And the waitress is watching him. She said, man, I wonder what he's doing over there. So she walks over. She used to work there, so she has to manage what room he went to. Madam tells her, and she walks up, opens the door of the room, and the guy's there. He's got this woman. His head is buried down there.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, you dirty pig. She said, imagine that. You wouldn't eat that soup because there was one hair in it. And look at you now. He pulls his head up and looks at her and he says, Yeah, and if I find a noodle in here, I'm not paying for this either.
Time for our winner on Stump the DJ.
And it comes from Jeffrey, who writes, my wife asked me, what funeral should we have for her mother, burial or cremation? I said both, just to be sure.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
It is your home of rock and roll, 94 HJY.
Here are the elements of a perfect job, according to a new study. 5-hour workdays, $80,000 a year, free food, the option to work from home, and a cool boss who likes to go out for drinks.
Jeez, really? Like that? That's quite the list.
Yeah.
There's no job in there too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Shockingly,
That's after the drinks.
didn't make the list. By cool
Well,
boss,
it's about as realistic as everything else on that list.
I suppose.
And now, 94 HJY.
94 HJY, your home of rock and roll.
So when you get your iPhone, I guess there are a variety of Siri voice choices, and I don't know, maybe in the settings somewhere you can change it to whatever you want to do.
Really? I thought it just came with Siri, because that's a pretty distinctive voice, right?
Yeah, I thought it was
got
always
Siri.
kind of a sexy woman's voice.
Yeah, well, no, mine has a guy. My Siri is a guy.
No way.
Yeah, no, I'm serious about my Siri.
So you get the gay phone, or?
So, well, no, I don't know if it's
guy
that,
phone.
Paul. I think it's a guy's voice.
The guy phone.
But anyway, one of our listeners, Bruce, said if you say a certain thing to Siri, she will respond. So listen to this, okay? Siri, I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the Fandango? Thunderbolting lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, 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 Figaro Magnifico. I'm just a poor assistant. Nobody loves me. It's just a poor assistant from a poor family, sparing its life from this monstrosity.
Sounds like Stephen Hawking is stuck in my phone. But isn't that bizarre? So you can do that on any iPhone. You just start the Queen lyric, and then she will continue.
And you can bang your head by yourself as you're driving along.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Cole and Al, mornings on 94 HJY.
Hey, thanks by our friends at Dunkin' Donuts. Join us, Paul and Al, today from 1 to 3 this afternoon at Route 6 Auto Mall in Swansea, Mass. It's their grand opening and open house. They've redesigned the place, and it looks gorgeous. Visit the new state-of-the-art facility. We've got free food, popcorn, cotton candy, beverages, face painting, balloon animals. Bring the kids, because we've got tickets and giveaways and games and the whole deal for the whole family. That's Route 6 Auto Mall, 1049 GAR Highway in Swansea, this afternoon from 1 to 3 with 94 HJY. If you don't do the sports in a second, I'm going to steal that slice of pizza you brought.
Oh, my God, look at that.
Uncle Tony's.
Yeah.
You know how I ended up with this? It's
you went to Uncle Tony's.
Story,
I go to St. Margaret's Church, you know.
Yeah.
It's my parish. I like it. Monsignor Darcy, good guy, great guy, good sermons. During the year, they have an 8, 10, and 12. In the summer, they don't have the 12.
Yeah.
So that, you know,
everybody
can
go to the
beach,
beach,
right?
yeah.
So, whatever, I don't know.
They don't want to crank the air conditioning.
Well, the attendance is down. A lot of people go away for the summer, right? So it's 8 and 10. So I didn't make the 8 or the 10.
And a lot of people are leaving the church for good
I had
reason.
to go to the... That's probably... Next year it'll be just the 8.
Yeah.
And then it'll be once a month. It'll be Christmas and Easter, and then it'll be all over.
That's the evolution.
So they make those. So I went to St. Teresa's down the street over near Slater Park.
Oh, okay.
Because they have a 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Last night. So I go there and I get the bulletin, and on the back of the bulletin they have a coupon for $2 off on a large pizza at Uncle Tony's.
Well, that's worth going to church. That's worth the price of admission, right?
I felt like it was a sign from
the
God.
only reason.
Right? I think God was talking to me, saying, Jim, you need a pizza. You really need a pizza.
Yeah.
You know? So I ducked out before communion.
I want to see you soon. Have several pizzas.
There you go. Yeah, ducked out before communion. Well, you know, you could have bread in church. You could have bread at Uncle Tony's, right?
No. I came back. I ducked out to make the call. It's 20 minutes for the Uncle Tony's pizza. It's standard for the light medium, which is the way I like it.
Did you really duck out of church to make the phone call?
Well, that's the way I could pick it up on the way home. Because you get communion and a little reflection.
I'm glad you put a lot into this.
A little reflection.
Well, yeah, you pray for people that might need it, and pray for a good pizza. Pray for the people at Uncle Tony's. Hopefully they're doing their best work right now. And then the priest says goodbye and tells you to do good things. And then you go to your car, a little traffic getting out. Next thing you know, you're at Uncle Tony's 20 minutes later.
And it's
piping hot large pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You whip out your $2 coupon, and that thing's only $14.
Well played, Jim Shorts.
I'll tell you what.
Well
Paid
played.
to be a Catholic around these parts. Jim Shorts, 91st Show.